Ladies and gentlemen, your hosts, Lorelei and Space Deviant.
Nolan's removal of the meddling gods and goddesses in Homer's Odyssey was probably the worst crime against the historic epic.
Because in essence, it removes the story's entire meaning.
More beautiful than anything on earth or in heaven, even more lovely than the goddess Thetis herself.
For the insult you have done to me, I demand the life of Andromeda.
Homer's Odysseus had a pride problem.
Your destiny is to do battle, to become immortal, to have your name on the lips of endless generations.
No, I've no need to be remembered by endless generations.
Odysseus, you cannot lie to me. I know your true character. I know your pride.
Everything that happened to him,
Everything that kept him from returning home to his family in Ithaca,
can be attributed to punishment for said pride.
For your arrogance, you will drift on my sea for an eternity. Never again will you reach the shores of Ithaca.
You cannot stop me!
But the dark overlords that Nolan's handlers serve have installed an entire holy month holiday dedicated to that specific sin.
Why do you think your generation is so much more, I guess, accepting?
Yeah, you know what I think it is? I think something that we have that, my mom may not have had full, advantage of is social media.
I was beginning to get very aware of, not feeling all that well.
They can't rightly make an epic movie showing the leading man being punished for something that's sacrosanct.
Why do you put yourself above the gods? Why do you claim responsibility?
Nolan's poor Odysseus.
Why don't you want to go home?
Come on, Nikki, come home. Just come home. Home.
Go home! That's your home! Are you too good for your home?
He can't be clever.
Firelight on stone. I don't know.
You cool, man?
He can't be brave.
No one could stand between my men and home.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Smells like victory.
He can't be a hero.
He lied to everyone.
Bullshit, it looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress.
Any showy battle scenes would lead to fans making their own based edit reels completely out of context.
An army of Jesus Christ which bears his holy cross cannot be beaten. There must be war. God wills it!
So in this dreary slog of a movie, rather than his sin being pride,
instead, he is punished for being a soldier.
The filthy soldiers with empty bellies and hot blood!
Did they hurt you?
They would have.
Really?
I think it's absolutely right.
To give a good slap.
Yeah, absolutely.
punished for being a king.
Not death. Exile.
Death before dishonor.
Punished for being a man.
Disgusting. Primal urges that you value in battle.
You need a flare?
No. They've raped and pillaged across the world for you. And you think that's against their nature? You think they only did that because you ordered them to?
Do you know who's in command here?
Yeah.
But for woke Hollywood,
A true commander thinks his men's savagery is actually discipline.
that's crime enough.
What do you want from me? What do you want me to understand?
Speak to me! That without gods, man is nothing.
So talking about changing the entire point of the Odyssey. The whole reason he couldn't get home is he couldn't quit doing dickhead stuff.
And when your father asks who took your eye, tell him it was Ulysses! Ulysses, destroyer of cities, sacker of Troy, son of Laertes, and king of Ithaca!
I mean, obviously this wasn't Nolan's Odysseus. Nolan's Odysseus was...
What if he knew exactly what he'd done?
Each time I looked around, the walls moved in a little tighter.
A sad PTSD-riddled war vet.
Coward, no self-esteem, no... It's the opposite of Odysseus.
Let Agamemnon fight for power, and let the gods decide which man to glorify. Forget Agamemnon. Fight for me. My wife will feel much better if she knows you're by my side. I'll feel much better.
If at any point he had quit thumbing his nose at the gods, at Poseidon specifically.
And in his pride, he sacked the temple of the Trojan god, the mighty Neptune, king of all the seas, and smashed his holy statue.
He could have gotten home faster. He had too much of that ADHD pepper sauce shithead in him, which is great. That is so much a Western ideal of being proud and good, and you know what you can do.
I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best as ever been.
It was one of those, he knows he's the leader.
He was the man.
You are the man.
It's just this idea that if he'd taken an L, or if...
Poseidon still believes he can stop it. Poseidon this, Poseidon that. Poseidon's a bully. He's my cousin. He's arrogant. He's selfish.
Just humbled himself to the gods.
Give me this, Odysseus. Thank you. We will get back at him.
Right.
But he couldn't. But the thing was, because he was so full of that sassafras, the gods kept helping him out.
Why are you helping me?
Because you're the first mortal ever to use his mind. And you understand there's always something to learn.
At the same time, they're like, oh, we love this little human.
It's our favorite channel. He's so entertaining.
They're like, let's watch him struggle.
Yeah.
They're like, well, he's about to die. Well, we won't let him die.
Hermes. None other. Oh, Calypso the Concealer is not overjoyed to see me.
Don't let the witch get him.
You're keeping this man prisoner.
Go down there and help him out. Yeah.
Oh, he got caught in that woman. Hermes, go help him.
You're all jealous of my happiness.
Do not incur Zeus's wrath. Offer this man his freedom, or your island will be driven to the bottom of Poseidon's sea.
But that's who he was. But that's not Nolan.
To remember those we couldn't bury.
Oh, no.
It's the pride aspect.
Your pride, your private battle with Achilles is destroying us.
Because the whole psyop, Nolan and Nolan's wife's handlers, they're pushing this pride message. There's a whole month dedicated to it. You're allowed to be whatever I can't even get into the furry stuff, but just the fact that that's real. I'm going to tell you right now, like, whenever I'm faced with that, like, there's part of, like, I just have to shut off.
Disgust. Your face goes to disgust, and you're just like, no.
I don't want to admit that I share an earth with those people. When someone describes a furry to me, in my mind, it's like a yeti. It's like a creature that doesn't really exist on somebody's iceberg that someone's telling me about.
I think this thing's pretty freaky.
Absolutely sure there is no truth to the rumor that Rainforest is under an evil curse.
I mean, have you seen pictures of it? It's like a demon.
But I know they do exist.
Ew! Get off of me! Ugh, as if.
Do you know why they exist? Pride. You should be ashamed of that kind of behavior. That's the kind of thing that if you do want to do it, you should do it in your home, in your closet, with the lights off, and you should probably flagellate yourself afterwards because you're a piece of shit. You're nasty.
For Hail Marys.
Nasty little pervert. You're making Jesus' mama cry.
I can't shield you from this anymore.
But that's the kicker. They can't, without pride, without removing pride as a sin, without elevating it to something where you should just be proud of every degenerate thing that you're into.
Suppose the question could be asked, what difference would it make if he repented? It wouldn't necessarily affect anything outside it because the damage is done.
You can't have a culture like this fostering weak culture that we have.
Even beyond sin, it goes back to the cost. There was no cost because of the way how they ran this story. There was no paying the piper. Everything loses meaning. It loses value. It has no weight. It means nothing.
It's a leap of faith you've never yet made, Odysseus.
And let's not even talk about the fact that he told the story out of order, which makes it impossible to sink your teeth. But he doesn't want you to go on an adventure with him.
No, he doesn't want you to really think about it too deep either. That's been the way for the last 10 or 15 years. Is they don't want you to think too deeply about it. They just want you to accept it at face value for what they're trying to push.
Spectacle. Don't kick out immigrants and look at the spectacle.
You really think that people are going to be seduced by that?
I think he knows what Rome is. Rome is the mob. You conjure magic for them and they'll be distracted.
Write it for the lowest common denominator and then just shovel it to them.
They're going to show this in high school, guys. Remember that claymation that we watched when we were kids? The badass one with the hawk, the claymation hawk, and the claymation, what was it called? The Pegasus? But that was good. That wasn't embarrassing. It did stray a little bit, but you know what? It was still respectful. They're going to show this in high schools, and it's not the story.
We're Greeks from Ithaca.
Right.
It's not respectful. It just peeled off the skin suit, like the face of Homer's Odyssey.
That goes back to what we really need to do, which is to basically completely strip the entire educational system. All those books that are written by Epstein's,
He was also importing and exporting goods under the name Anglo-Continental Exchange Limited with a business partner named Kurt Wallersteiner. For this, the FBI suspected the two had become Soviet spies. A British intelligence file also described Robert as a thoroughly bad character and almost certainly financed by Russia.
Throw all that McGraw and we all throw all those out.
I think what it comes back to is not everybody needs to be educated.
What did she say? Sacred cow, a sacred cow. This is about a person or an institution or a belief which social etiquette demands cannot be criticized.
There used to be, I think it's going to be homeschooling and everybody else.
You can't induct anyone into the armed forces in the U.S. if they have an IQ of less than 83. After 100 years, essentially, of careful statistical analysis, the armed forces concluded that if you had an IQ of 83 or less, there wasn't anything you could possibly be trained to do in the military at any level of the organization that wasn't positively counterproductive. And there's no place in our cognitively complex society for 1 in 10 people.
You used to get tutored. If your parents had the money or if you were in that educated class, you got educated. As soon as they did that No Child Left Behind,
54% of US adults can't read above a 6th grade level. But if I'm going to be honest, when I first heard that statistic, I was so confused. Like, what does it mean to be 6th grade level anyway? Well, here's a few books as reference, and here's a sample text for you to pause and read.
As soon as there's no gifted classes, there's no separating the wheat from the chaff. We're putting the mouth breathers in with the gifted kids. You can only teach to the mouth breathers.
Even the way of measuring for who's gifted and who's not in a lot of ways. It was measuring who is good at testing. Who is good at testing through the methodology that we like to test people.
Really not.
It really is, actually. If you have test anxiety, you're going to do poorly. That's all there is to it.
Not the gifted class tests, because it's a lot of it's shape stuff. It's problem solving and puzzle solving.
On a gifted test, this is called a serial reasoning type question.
Maybe with like the FCAT.
They looked at your FCAT scores and your other scores, and then they were like,
gifted. They didn't look at those. There was a specific, it was a specific gifted test to get into the gifted, like the GATE program. It had nothing to do with normal testing. I thought it was fun because it was like playing with blocks and puzzles and moving shapes and stuff. Anyway.
The questions on gifted tests are very different from the kinds of things kids see in school.
But that took me out of class. Like, I had no chill. I was answering all of the questions. I didn't realize I should let other kids have a chance to answer. If I knew the answer, which I always did, I always raised my hand. It was disheartening to everybody else. But this is why you shouldn't have classrooms with 30, 40 kids in them. You shouldn't have all these different kids together. Again, it's homeschooling and classic education where you have tutors and certain people get educated. Because look what they've done. They've feminized the school system to the point where it is babysitting for heathens.
I had a student take a calculator and beat another student upside the head. Broke the calculator. Was not suspended.
Math teacher Danita Martin's tales of school terror prompted gasps from this crowd.
Another student got the scissors and started making a stabbing motion. When I went to administration, they said, well, he was already suspended earlier today. What am I supposed to do?
She cited the ongoing verbal assaults as primary reasons for her pending resignation.
Students tell me, who the F-bomb do you think you're speaking to? And shut the F up talking to me. But they go unpunished.
And then they come up here and be like they just got it under control, and they don't. They can't control these kids.
That's all they've really wanted since 1920.
No, they wanted factory workers, but they don't have factories in America anymore.
It seems to me that an educated majority points to a democratic nation.
Fine phrases, Mr. Mann. But how are you going to get taxes out of the uneducated people who aren't interested in schooling of any sort?
By proving to them that without education you won't have freedom of speech, of opportunity. The smallest school in this country is the fountainhead of what is to be the future of this country.
Maths is now racist.
California State Education Panel is considering, this focus on one right answer. Is that rooted in white supremacy? Should that be a pupil's main objective? Is that explain why some ethnic groups do badly in maths on average? Is it because of math being racist and being obsessed with one right answer? So this equity drive in mathematics, again, another symptom of woke madness.
There are 4 lights.
So they quit. They don't need that.
And now we have robots, so we don't need the robot workers as
No, but
much.
genuinely,
So
do you think that the education system of the 20s is the education system of the day? Because I assure you it's fucking not.
Their aim of what they wanted. They always wanted workers, not thinkers.
Yeah, but they don't even want workers anymore.
They don't need them. They have robots. So that's the next step.
They have foreigners.
Well, that too.
Because they just outsourced all of
robots
the
will be way cheaper even than the...
Whatever, with your robots. I'll wait to see it. Any robot that has appeared got the shit kicked out of it in Philadelphia.
Hello, I am Hitchbot, a hitchhiking robot.
Had successfully thumbed rides across Canada, Germany, and the Netherlands. Then, on July 17th, Hitchbot set out from Boston bound for San Francisco. But late last week, Hitchbot hitched its last ride.
Hitchbot, do you need a seatbelt?
Yes.
On Saturday, the robot was found in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, resting in pieces.
It's not going to fucking work.
Didn't you see that? You haven't seen the package sorter one or any of that stuff, right?
Kill them all.
Worked for 40 hours.
Death to all clankers.
I've spent an embarrassing amount of time this week staring at renders of this thing, reading the spec sheet, going back to the renders, and I still can't tell you with any confidence whether it's an actual product or the most committed piece of performance art anyone's pulled off this year.
An EMP will solve that shit.
An electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, is a phenomenon that cripples electronic systems by inducing an overwhelming electric current. Humans will survive the wave even if directly exposed. This is one of the draws of developing EMP weaponry, as a target's ability to communicate can be sent back to the Stone Ages without permanent loss of life.
I like how these rich don't think that these rednecks know how to build EMPs. They do.
Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made this big EMP rifle.
They can be industrious.
They can make meth out of stuff they get from the Target. You don't think you build a data center in their backyard, they can't blow it up?
I could fill a van full of tannerite and blow a federal building up, right?
Allegedly.
That's why they're trying to keep them uneducated. And
You don't need a huge education to drive a truck full of fertilizer
for
up
EMPs
somewhere.
and things like that. That's what I try to keep.
You are now firing a gun at your imaginary friend near 400 gallons of nitroglycerin!
Yeah, but it's still the internet. You know rednecktism. Have you seen how these boys have stepped up for the flock stuff?
Have Americans finally had it with this mass surveillance system? That is a flock safety camera. 90,000 flock cameras across 6,000 communities read over 20 billion plates per month. All that information then gets uploaded into a giant shared database, which can be accessed by law enforcement and government agencies. YouTuber Ben Jordan even found 51 vulnerabilities with flock and said accessing them is so easy, 12-year-olds could do it. We don't condone the destruction of flock cameras, but we're also not surprised the public has reached their boiling point.
As soon as they put them up, they cut them down. Once the people turn against you, they turn against you. And they try to do stuff like this. They try to do stuff like this Odyssey.
They had a few years ago in Texas, they started putting up a similar to the flock stuff. And in less than a year, they discontinued that program because it was just like...
Just cut them down.
Yeah. Paint over them. They just kept,
You're not getting away with it. But the way they get away with stuff is movies like this, where they remove the core values from the next generation.
That's their point. They're telling you, don't be a hero, just give up.
But you cannot control this. You must give yourself to the storm.
Don't have any control, just...
Give yourself to Poseidon and take your punishment.
Surrender.
That's the most anti-masculine, anti-Western, anti-Odysseus sentiment that there's ever been.
To live like a man, filled with petty fears.
Only the fearful can know the value of courage.
And old age, that poor flesh will rot one day.
This vulnerable mass of fears has dared to battle with a god, and has not yet been defeated.
That's the exact opposite of what every man should do, unless you're submitting to the Lord Jesus and letting him guide you.
Say Christ is Lord. Say Christ is Lord. Say it.
With that caveat, and even then, once you submit to the Lord Jesus, you should be willing to die on that cross wherever he needs you to. You should be a fearless warrior for the Lord. And even in this time, even taking just the Homers and that all the gods, part of why the gods loved him is because he wasn't a pussy.
If you are pusillanimous, you are lacking courage. You don't have determination. You're cowardly.
That's why he got their favor.
That's why I love you, my Odysseus. Any other man, after so many years, would have rushed home to embrace his wife and children. And blinded by his impatience, would have been hacked in two by the intruders. Only you know better.
But it was his pride that kept getting him in trouble. They loved that he was good. That's the thing. You're supposed to be good and still discreet about it. You're supposed to be able to do a thing, but not necessarily take advantage of it all the time.
Yes, there is a place for being brave, but try first to find a way round this, to avoid taking unnecessary risks. And then, if it's necessary to be brave, then be brave. So discretion is the better part of valor.
It's like one of those things, I'm going to throw Matt Damon under the bus because he can take it, because he is a good actor.
Do you know how easy this is for me? Do you have any fucking idea how easy this is? This is a fucking joke.
I'm sure they put enough zeros up there, and doing that was a big chunk of that.
I don't think Boston Baked Beans LARPing as a gyro is the best role, the best person to play Odysseus. I really don't think that.
How do you like them apples?
But that being said, Matt Damon, because he is a good actor, if he'd had a director that wasn't just an autistic weirdo who was playing with his IMAX camera and actually directed his actors, you could have gotten something out of him.
The first person to be alone on an entire planet.
But you'd have to actually have a decent story written to, go off of. Or, crazy idea. Use the book.
No, but you can't. Because we can't make Pride a sin again. We've worked so hard and we've spent so much money and so many rainbows making Pride a holy month. This is like in the Bible when they talk about in the end times where they will make evil good and good evil. Pride is a sin. And that Homer's Odyssey is 500 years before the Lord came.
Odyssey, a 12,000-line poem spanning years of ancient Greek history, myth, and legend, as it was composed before the Greek alphabet appeared in the 8th century BC. It was made for listeners rather than readers.
But pride has always been a sin. Pride cometh before a fall. There's so many Western sayings on pride, because even if you're good, you should still be humble and discreet.
Penitent man is humble before God. Penitent man is humble. Kneels before God.
But they're making sin righteous.
Making cowardice
What if the Odysseus you knew lost his way?
noble.
I'm tired of noticing.
No.
I'm so exhausted with all the noticing because it's everywhere.
Trying to make, was it defeatist or defeatism?
Nihilism.
Show me what you got, nihilist.
Well, being defeated. They want you to be defeated.
And not care.
You
deserve to be defeated.
Yeah.
You fought back against those perfectly good men who were eating your food, living in your house, and trying to fuck your wife for years.
It's time to think of yourself. It's time to live again. It's what Odysseus would have wanted.
Stop it. How dare you get mad at them?
Sheer fucking hubris.
And it's been like this for the past 10, 15 years. It's gradually, they've been stacking it up, building it up to this level, and now it's like, oh.
It's like the boiling frog.
They just keep notching it up little by little. And
how can you not see the fact that like our skin's boiling off as a culture? They're taking this box office win, the fact that they made money on Nolan's reputation.
One of the greatest storytellers of our age. How do you approach greatness? Is it still a story of apology and that demands repentance and reflection and self-criticism?
Emma was my driving force behind it.
I don't like theaters. You know I don't like that shit. I didn't like the IMAX stuff when we went to see The Hobbit in it. It gave me motion sickness. I don't like having to look at one end of the screen and then look over to the other end of the screen and trying to hate it.
the worst one was the blue monkeys one. That was the worst.
That out.
In the 3D, the full, IMAX. Oh, that was, everyone felt ill. It was like random strangers were all like, oh, and they're like, oh, I feel sick too. We're all in the elevator.
I hate it. Oh.
Talking about how sick we felt. Yeah, I don't think it makes it, it's like, it's good for open shots. Those certain cinematic shots. That's all you need it for. Nolan, stop overusing it.
Well, I'm just saying the actual being in the IMAX theater, it's not worth it to me. No. I don't want to do it.
But even the film itself and the use, it's only good for those shots. That's it.
All of those stupid IMAX shots made it look small because the camera is so heavy and you can't just throw it on a helicopter. You can't just throw it on a big old boom and get it up there like you can with a regular film. I fuck with the idea that he does everything on film. Okay, and he does mostly like forced perspective and he avoids using CGI. I like that about him. That doesn't mean use no CGI. It's like The Gladiator. It's like Lord of the Rings for certain big pan shots when you need to see the army, the grandeur, the sea.
You got to use a little bit, here and there for the really when you have like a 10,000 people, you got to use a little bit of CGI Because you can't hire 10,000 people.
Because he didn't.
Right.
And because he had all the IMAX camera all on the ground, all these fucking ground level shots, it just made his epic mid, small, unimpressive.
So what do you guys think?
What would you have done? Do you think that simply being a man and a soldier is enough reason for Odysseus to get exiled? Would you have changed anything?
Let us know.
Comments down below. And regardless, thank you all for being here.
America built to last. That's right. No, that's right. They'll be flying that flag all night.
Thank you for joining us here today. We really do appreciate your time. I'm Lorelei, and this is
Space Dude.
And together, we are Southern Fried Cinema Siblings. And remember, the most important story is the story you tell yourself so.
Make it a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. You're still here, are you? Well, why don't you make yourself useful? Click the share button. Click the subscribe button. May as well go ahead and click for the next episode, too.